Excel is a spreadsheet. A spreadsheet allows you to be able to enter numbers or be able to enter text and then be able to manipulate that data that you've entered into something that will help you be able to read what the data is. Excel, on a basic level, isn't really complicated to be able to use, but you do have to become familiar with the inner workings. This tutorial will provide the opportunity for you to start at the ground level of Excel. The following tutorials will help you build up your skills and be able to allow you to use Excel to the best advantage that you possibly can in your classroom situation. So enjoy learning about the basics of Excel.
If you've worked in Microsoft Word, much of this is going to look familiar with you. We have the ribbon that goes across the top in Excel. We have several tabs. We have our Home tab, Insert, Page Layout, so we can change our margins, the orientation, being able to put our print area in, those kinds of things. We have some formula options. We have data that you would use, like putting text into columns or grouping and ungrouping items. We have some different options for you to review, and there's also a spell checker. And you're able to have some different viewing options. But let's go back to the Home tab because that's the one you usually hang around in while you're working in Excel. In Excel, we have some letters that go across the top. These are columns. We have some numbers that go down the left side. These are rows. When you click inside of a cell, like I just clicked inside here, this is called cell D1. You say the column before the row. You'll also notice in the upper left corner it says that we're in cell D1. So we come down here and click, we're in G8. That's how we're able to read our cells. It helps us navigate through the program. Across the bottom, we have some things that look like tabs. These are called sheets. We can work on as many sheets as we would like to add into our Excel document, and we do that by clicking on the little plus to the right of the tab. So if I click this plus, we've just added another sheet. This is handy if you have multiple schools or multiple students or multiple assignments, basically anything you want that you're able to keep adding to as you go across the bottom. So you can add as many of these sheets as you would like. And in further tutorials, you'll see how you're even able to link information from one sheet to another. If you right-click on that sheet, you can go in and you can rename it. So say, for instance, we want to call that Master. I typed in the word Master. I hit my Enter key, and it locks it in. If you go between the different columns, you can grab, left click and grab hold. You can resize your column the same as you can resize your rows. There we go. I just reset that. Also, you have where you're able to boldface, you're able to italicize, and you're able to underline, as well as being able to change cell colors and text colors. So let's say we would like to have our column C be the color yellow. I can come up to my paint bucket. After I've clicked on the C at the top of the column, I can choose yellow, and I'm able to highlight that entire column. Say we'd like to do the same thing with column D. I click on the D, I can come up, I can choose a color, and I can change the color of that column. We can do the same thing with our rows. See how handy that is? Where we have many options that we can use. Color coding helps you be able to analyze your data quicker and better because you can look for color comparisons. It's a wonderful thing that you're able to do with that. So I'm just going to go back and I'm going to remove those colors for now so it doesn't confuse us with other things we're going to work on. Almost always in Excel we have something that we call a header, and the header usually starts in cell A1, and we're able to work across from there. So if I click in cell A1, and let's say we're going to type in the word last for a student's last name, In cell B1, we're going to put in their first name. In cell C1, we're going to put down their seat number. Let's say we have a substitute that's going to be coming in to substitute, and we would just like to provide some information. We could possibly put in gender for who that student is, and if we have a mix of grade levels in a class, we could even put grade down. Then you can just simply keep clicking in the cell, and you can type in the information that you need to have here. See, nothing too difficult. We can just keep putting the information in as we go across, and then you can do anything you want with that. Oops, I shouldn't make a typo there. There we go. And we'll go seat 3, and we have a female, and she's in grade 6. There. Now, something you may have noticed, some of your columns are aligning to the left, some of them are left, and they're mixed in with right. So we have a variety mixed in with this. We can change that, so we can either put everything to be left aligned or right aligned or in the center. How we do that is you go in the upper triangle that points down. If I click on that, you'll notice that it highlights everything that's on the page. Now, in my Home tab, I can come under my alignment options. If I click on the center align, there we go. Now everything is all center aligned. Let's try it again. And if I go to right align, see how everything goes right aligned or left aligned. I'm going to go back to center again. And to deactivate this, all I have to do is click in any one of these cells, and I'm not. Let's say that we would like to be able to boldface our header or our heading. All I have to do is click on row 1. It highlights everything in the row. Come up under my Home tab, click the B for bold, and it will boldface everything that falls in my header. It's fantastic because now anything else that I would enter in here, let's say I'm just going to put in teacher, see how that boldfaces? I automatically was able to do that. The same thing works if you set up a column with all of that. One thing is that after you've done your spreadsheet, that you really want to be able to do is you've got to be able to save all this. Saving is the same as you use in most programs now. You just come to your file, and you go save as, and then you can save it like you usually do to go to anywhere else. Let's say you got this far, and now you're going, uh-oh, I don't know what to do now. What happened? How do I get back again? You just can come up to the arrow, click on the arrow, and it takes you back again. How about we would like to be able to print our information in our spreadsheet? All you need to do is go to the Page Layout tab, go to Print Area, and you'll be able to set your print area. Now here's how you do that. All I have to do is click on the first cell, and as long as I'm left clicked and holding, I can drag the areas that I would like to be able to print. So there, I've got that selected like that. Now I can come up to my print area icon, click on Set Print Area, and there we go. Now, it doesn't look too special, except you can see there's a little difference in the line coloring right there. Only this area will print when I go File, Print, or if I choose Print from one of my icons on the top, or I go Control P. Then I can set whatever I'd like to print. It's fantastic. It works just wonderfully. So now we've covered much of the basics of being able to start entering information into your spreadsheet. What I would advise you to do now is just open Excel and start adding some information. The only way that you're able to even become remotely good at Excel is just to practice, 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 and enter different situations in. Learn from the tutorials and don't be afraid to ask questions. This is a great starting spot, and hopefully the rest of the tutorials will help guide you through what you need to know about Excel. But like I said before, just go in, start entering information, use the other tutorials to develop your skills as you work your way through Excel.